Hello friends, now this is our sixth lecture on Francis Bacon's essay of marriage and single life. You have seen some of the reasons why people remain single, what are the contributions that single men can make, what are the contributions that married people can make, and so on. So this is sentence 15 today. We have got chaste women are often proud and forward. Chaste women, virgins, that is, who cannot be blamed for violating their chastity or your virginity. Chaste women are often proud and forward. That means because they are proud of their virtue, as presuming upon the merit of their chastity. So when they compare them, they will say that, see, we are pure, we are virgins, and therefore they feel proud of themselves. Something that's quite natural. It's a great achievement, so to say, as far as they are concerned. Proud and forward. Forward here means very energetic and spirited. They have nothing to hide. So they are very open, frank and so on. That is proud and forward. It is one of the best bonds, both of chastity and obedience in the wife, if she thinks her husband wise. So the wife should respect the husband. The wife should not call husbands, you idiot, what do you know? All what you do is wrong. Whatever you have taken up, or whatever you have done, your project's all failure. Look at that man. Look at Ulysses. Look at Hercules. You cannot become Hercules and Ulysses. So it is one of the best bonds of both chastity and obedience in the wife. If a wife is obedient, if a wife is saint, chaste, that is wonderful. And then she, to add to her virtue, if she thinks her husband wise. So three things, a trinity we can say. The wife is a great and a wonderful, a miraculous bond in a woman if she is chaste, if she is obedient, and if she respects and give proper love and affection to her husband, instead of comparing with others and also always nagging him. A nagging wife. If the woman is nagging, it is either you go to some hermitage or I don't know what to do. Get a passport to heaven and a visa. You cannot live with such a person. Otherwise you have to adjust it in such a way. Okay. If she thinks her husband wise, which she will never do if she finds him jealous. So from the part of the husband also you have to do something. You should not be jealous. Jealous, possessive. If you are a jealous husband, that will be another, it's a crucifix for a wife. Jealous husband. So in this age is balanced. A wife should be chaste, obedient, and should respect her husband, and husband should never be a jealous or a very possessive person. It's for happy married life. If you want to lead a very happy married life, these are golden rules for that. Why? And then this is, so we can say, what are the conditions for a happy married life and their relationship? A very happy and soft and enjoyable relationship between a husband and a wife. The wife should be chaste. The wife should be chaste. That means he should be, after getting married or before married, she should not have any extra marital relationship or premarital relationship. That case only you can say she is a chaste woman. And then obedience. What people say, extracurricular activities prohibited for both the people, husband as well as wife. No extracurricular activities, only curricular activities. Otherwise, it is bound to collapse, no doubt about it. And then he says, so there is a kind of prescription for happy married life. And then says, what is the role that a wife can play in the life of a man? So here he is partial, taken as partial. He doesn't say what is the role that a man can play in the life of a woman. Instead, he gives importance to or predominance to the wife's role. Wives are young men's mistresses, companions for the middle-aged, and old men's nurses. These are the only three functions of a wife. The mistress to young men, companion to middle-aged, and nurses to old. So what about the other way around? That he doesn't say. So he was, in a way you can say, feminists will never like this statement. No doubt about it. They will never support it. So as a man will have a quarrel to marry when he will. Quarrel doesn't mean our quarrel, I am quarreling with you now. That means he will be debating in his mind when to marry. Quarrel in his mind, debating when to marry. And for this, Bacon gives an example of a great philosopher, one of the 7 wise men, an iconic philosopher of the 7 wise men of Greece. His name, Thales of Melitus. Thales of Melitus. He's a great philosopher. 7 wise men. He was their iconic philosopher, we can say. He said, he was asked when to marry. So the problem is when to marry. So the quarrel in your mind. But yet, he was the reputed one of the wise men. Wise men mean wise philosophers of Greece, a group of them. And he was a reputed person, an iconic philosopher. And what did he say? He said, made an answer. He gave an answer that made an answer to the question, when a man should marry. Somebody asked this question to this wise man, wisest of philosophers in the group of 7, Thales, and they asked, they thought that he will get a right reply. And what did he say? He said, young man not it, because he can manage his things at his own way. He can be independent, or he can enjoy his liberty. He need not put restrictions on his life. So young men should never marry. And then he says, an elder man not at all. You understand what does that mean? Because what is the use of an old man getting married? But interestingly, these days many old people, they get married, they are in the remarriage. Isn't it? They get into remarriages. That is, probably the time of Bacon, the average lifespan was 50, 55. But today the average lifespan is 70, 90, 100. Some people die 102, 105. So what will they do? That may be the reason. We don't know. So Thales said, at the time of Thales was in Greece. Probably the average lifespan was maybe 50, 60. So he said, don't get married, because what will happen is the other person will become a widow. Why deliberately you want to make a woman a widow? That you should know. So young man should never marry. According to this wise man, Thales of Melitus, he said, because you will be losing your liberty, your problems, restrictions, then your movement restrictions, your all kinds of your liberty will be lost. But on the what about the young old man? Never, because what happens is that within 3 or 4 days of your marriage, you will die and she will become a widow. So that's a very bad thing. I think now it is clear to you. So 2 points today. First one is about chaste women. They are very proud. They are of course legitimate. It's only legitimate that they are proud and following, because it's a rare thing. A chaste woman, chastity women, maybe at that time it is rare. That's what his experience says. And secondly, he gives a prescription for happy married life. Wife should be obedient. She should be chaste. And she should respect her husband. And the husband should never be jealous of his wife. That is a prescription. Very good. These days you will find that many premarital courses are going on. Maybe around the country, I don't know how many places. In our part here, they conduct many courses like this. And the most important, the key sentence is vacant sentence here. Tell these people, young people, before getting married, that woman to be chaste, remain chaste. And then you have got your obedient and respect, very important. Respecting your husband is very important. And also wife. Husband should respect the wife. And should never be jealous. And some people will say they are, by nature they are suspecting people. That is a big, huge problem. That is leading sometimes a partner to schizophrenia. I have a psychiatric friend, the doctor, he used to tell me like this. Now that is my personal experience. My personal experience, don't misunderstand me. I say, I got it from my friend. Okay, and then what happens is, says, the role of a wife, one-sided he. For Bacon it is one-sided. It says, mistress to a young man, companion to a middle-aged person, and nurse to the old people. Therefore, there is a quarrel. When to marry? Is it when you are young? Quarrel means debate in the mind. Young, middle-aged, or the old age. The wise man, the philosopher, Melitus, Thales of Melitus, he was asked one day when to marry. He said, when young, don't marry. When old, never marry. But what about middle age? He missed that. Very often such great people, wise men, they have one or the other, you can see, tragic flaw. We say about Shakespeare's character is no flaw. So that is a weakness. That may be the reason why he skipped the middle age. So see you again with the next sentence. We have now come up to sentence 90. Now 1 or 2 sentences more. With that we will say goodbye to this, and then later we will take one of the most famous essays of Bacon, that is of friendship. That is, we will take that because I get requests from students. Sir, please take that essay, this essay. Dr. Foster's, somebody has said. I think everybody knows that, but still I am preparing. And I am done with that. Definitely I will take courses also. Okay, for the time being, bye. Have a nice time. You can subscribe to my channel. It has lots of videos useful to you. From Aristotle to deconstruction. Aristotle, Longinus, then Horace, then Sidney, Dryden, Pope, Wordsworth, Coleridge, you have Mathew Arnold, and then you have formalism, or those kind of modern and new criticism, archetypal criticism, everything. You'll get it if you want to, you can go through that. Then number of lectures on phonetics, phonology, morphology, syntax, history of language, Grimm's law was part of that, Grimm's law, then great vowel shifts. These are, some days people write to me saying that please explain, because these are very difficult for us. Okay, then morphology, syntax. So bye. Have a nice time. Enjoy your life.